I think we can keep this video like under 8 minutes.
You mean under 8 minutes?
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Italian Football TV. Another incredible round of the Serie A has ended. Not so incredible for me, being a Juventus fan. Not so incredible for you, Mike, the Milan fan. But it is 11 p.m. right now in New York City. We held this viewing party event for the Derby della Madonnina. Everyone who came out, it was an absolute success. We had so much fun.
Really
meeting some of you guys was unbelievable. Check out what one person gave us.
Yes.
A Dolce & Gabbana book from the 2006 World Cup. All sick pictures in here. This thing is like so mint and beautiful. It's going to get put up somewhere in the studio. So that was really good. Shout out to you, Vincent.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, I'll close that later. Let's jump into some recaps of the games. First and foremost, we'll start out with a complete shocker in this one. One that you and I both predicted wrong. Juve against Lazio.
I was close on this one, though.
Okay, you're still wrong.
I was going for the draw. Yes, but this was amazing.
Juve.
Playing at Juventus Stadium, and wow, I could not believe it.
Our 57 home game unbeaten streak gone.
Juve's playing their typical boring, not very well. Not well performances, and they always think, you know, they're going to end up grinding that win, but not today. Lazio under Simone Inzaghi, rejuvenated squad, even though they don't have Keita Balde, they did it again. The second win after that Supercoppa Italia.
Lazio are absolutely killing the game. Juve, they went up first in this game, and fielding a lineup without Paulo Dybala in it, where a lot of Juve fans were confused, and Asamoah in left back. And then ending up having to put Sturaro in right back. So many questionable parts in this. The attitude was not there. So many of these players just did not show up. Even with Douglas Costa getting his first goal for Juventus. Uninspiring. And I'm going to be honest, all credit goes to Lazio because, in my opinion, they really deserve this one. 1-0 down at halftime. And they were able, through Ciro Immobile, who's proving us wrong who have doubted him, and everyone else who have doubted him, that he is such a top striker. He's continuing this amazing form, scoring 2 goals against his former team, and Lazio deserved this match. Milinkovic-Savic, amazing. Luis Alberto, such a top player. Ciro Immobile, Strakosha, that penalty at the end killed me. You've almost had it with the penalty at the end. And if you can't convert the penalty at the end, where Patrick went into this challenge ridiculously, Juve at the end did not deserve this. Too reliant on Paulo Dybala. We need him to start, otherwise the team does not look good. And I think even then, I mean, his second penalty missed in a row. I wouldn't even blame him just because the whole team was poor, and Juve would have been extremely lucky to come away with even a point in this one. And I don't give them credit, especially at home. Needs to be better. Underestimating a Lazio, and Simone Inzaghi is the next best Italian coach in the Serie A, in Italy overall. I love his passion. The way he studied this Allegri team was to a T. He lined out his players perfectly, and he was the better coach. Lazio were the better team on this one, as hard as it is to see. And that did create the 5-point gap because Napoli went on to beat Roma in a 1-0, pretty boring game for me, to be honest. At the Stadio
Olimpico, maybe boring, but I gotta give it to Roma. They played some pretty good defense. They didn't.
Roma.
Yeah, I gotta give it to
Roma. That's
Roma.
because
No, I'm saying they played some pretty good defense. Napoli scored on the average 3 goals a game, and Roma really kept it tidy in the back. But Manolas did get a little injury at the end. The goal, to be fair, came off a De Rossi mess up. It kind of like ricocheted off his shin and gave it to Insigne, and he just passed.
Insigne's 100th goal.
Just shot it past.
Insigne's 100th goal. Sadi's 200th.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I think that Napoli are just proving what we keep saying. The mentality is there. Any question marks you've had that they are Scudetto challengers or they can win the Scudetto, they absolutely can win the Scudetto. Beating Roma at Roma, even if Roma have a few changes, they've got a different team, this and that. The pressure was on because Juve had lost before them. They knew that they could make this a 5-point lead, and they took the Bulls by the horn.
Not a lot of people could have done. Not a lot of teams could have done that. Knowing a lot of pressure on your shoulders to capitalize on Juve's mistakes. But they did it. They beat Roma. It was an ugly win, but at the end of the day, they did manage to win. It wasn't the most beautiful football, but they got it.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of work during that game just because there was a lot of moments that were confusing. Pepe Reina actually came out pretty big for that.
Lazio got an amazing header. He tipped it onto the post and went out. That was like the biggest chance for Roma.
Right? Pepe Reina is often criticized for his performances with Napoli. But yeah, definitely coming in clutch. And I think that's a little bit of the storyline for Napoli. A lot of these players are coming in clutch at moments where they need to be. And it's not just relying on one person anymore. I mean, Jorginho is so important. Alan is so important. Insigne is so important. Mertens is so important. Hamsik actually had a very good game after being criticized for a lot. Gulam, just a lot of good players. And for Roma, I mean, I know there's always going to be the excuse, oh, we have a new coach. And yeah, I get that.
They had key injuries out too. But
key injuries, of course. But for me, it's like, these are the kind of games that you really got to challenge if you want to be Scudetto challenger. Exactly. Roma are not a Scudetto challenger. I know it's early to say, and Napoli definitely are. And I'm not. I know, Michael, you're going on that like Napoli really. You're feeling that they could win the Scudetto. In my opinion, and I'm just taking the opposite stance, and I think that Napoli definitely can win the Scudetto, and they deserve all the credit that they're getting. Because to put that 5 points and to beat Roma is almost a little bit underestimated from what I've been seeing on the internet.
I definitely agree.
But it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. We are in middle of October. Any key injury to any of these Napoli players, they do not have the depth like Juventus have. So I just say, see the opposite side of things, and I think Juve constantly are starting off the season slow, still missing players, still not gelling together, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. As upset as I was, I really think that it's making the Serie A such an exciting year. Everyone we're talking to who's not a Serie A fan is falling in love with the league again just because they see Napoli, Inter, and Juve all up there, and it's not just Juve at the top, already running away with it. So I think it makes things really interesting. Speaking about Inter, the Derby della Madonnina, we hosted a viewing party, as we said, at Upper 90. It was absolute class. Let us know if we got to come to another city to host a party. Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of live stuff.
That was awesome.
I love the live stuff.
That was a more exciting game than I actually thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit more boring, but there were five.
We were nervous it was going to be 0 goals, and we were hosting a viewing party.
There was actually 5 goals in it, plus an offsides goal, so there's plenty of excitement. Last minute controversy penalty. Oh, it was crazy.
So I want to make my perspective on this match.
Yeah.
First half, Milan were not there. Inter were playing better. Second half, Milan really came out, guns blazing, and I think that they were doing really good. Overall, pretty even game. I didn't think that Inter were so much better. I didn't think that Milan were so much better. Even though Milan did start the second half much better, and I was expecting them to do more. What I will say, Inter play some of the most efficient football under Luciano Spalletti. They will get one chance. They will bury it. Mauro Icardi is a beast. He is the top striker. The ball that he put in, the first goal, unbelievable movement. Kandreva gave the cross. I know. I don't even fathom that. The second goal, the technique and the vision to be in that position were brilliant. And then the third goal, all the pressure on him, the most important match, probably the most important match for Inter fans, in front of 80,000 fans, 90th minute. You put the ball in the back of the net against a huge Gigio Donnarumma who's come up big so many times. I give so much credit to Mauro Icardi and Luciano Spalletti who keep grinding out wins. They keep getting called lucky for all of these things, saying they haven't played a good team. They're getting lucky. They're getting this last minute thing. Listen, that's how it is though. Get the points. I'm not calling it lucky. For me, it's not lucky. It's being good at getting your opportunities, scoring them, and yes, every team will get a little bit of luck. But credit to Milan for coming out in the second half and showing character.
Yeah, they tried. They just weren't good enough. Inter were just too clinical.
Little bit, marginally, though.
Exactly.
Marginally.
It was. I'm sure if Inter had the chance Milan had, they would have scored a lot more, though. I do think.
Agree.
And this Inter that Spalletti has right now is reminding me of the last season's Roma that Spalletti said. He's bringing in that grinta, that tenacity that he can actually win games when it matters. Last season, Roma, so many times they didn't didn't deserve the game. They had a few chances and they always buried them. And that's what Spalletti really brings. And he's just another dimension. And I give him so much credit. One of the top coaches of the Serie, top 3 for sure.
Your perspective on Milan, what do you think is the problem? Milan, what do you just give your thoughts on
I still think it's going to take time. We can see they created chances. It's just the chemistry. It's a whole new team. It's going to take didn't take a couple more months, so we're going to actually start seeing real results from
Listen, we spoke to how many Milan fans? There's a lot of Milan fans at this event. And I heard you say something to them, which was Mauro Icardi was the difference because they have a top striker and Milan don't have that type of striker. And you also mentioned how, I mean, everyone mentioned Milan spent 150, 200 million in the summer. So to lose this kind of game to an Inter who really didn't reinforce, besides their coach and a few other players, it's a tough one. It's a tough pill to swallow. But on the opposite hand, it was marginal.
It was marginal, but you got to see Inter have a pretty much complete squad. Milan is still experimenting. They got like 4 strikers, and Montella still doesn't know who to play them. It's just gonna take time for them to put their foot down. Bonucci's still not playing good. As soon as they get that team, this kid's laughing about that. As soon as they get their team together, I think they're gonna start taking results. But it's experimental season for them, for sure.
All right, so those are all the games that we actually had to see. Guys, literally since 9 a.m. we've been up doing all this stuff, planning the party. It took a lot of work.
Exhausted.
Let's go through some of the Serie A table and some of the other fixtures. Okay. Sampdoria 3-1 against Atalanta. Absolute beast in this one. Even going 1-0 down, Sampdoria putting 3 up. You guys know how much we really do love Sampdoria. 2-2 was another key result. Crotone and Torino.
Torino scored at the end. Towards the end, Crotone could have stolen a win from that. Bellotti is still injured, and Torino's really disappointing.
Any other key results? Fiorentina 2-1 over Udinese. This was the early game. Teru against his former team.
2 goals against his former team. And I saw him celebrate.
Yeah.
You better watch out, man. That's messed up.
What other key results?
Cagliari lost to Genoa. Genoa actually scored 3 goals. This is one of their first wins, I think.
And Sassuolo 0-0 goalless draw against Chievo Verona. And tomorrow there will be Hellas Verona, actually today, Hellas Verona against Benevento. But we didn't want to wait to have to recap this match to watch that because then this video would have came out a little bit long.
Hopefully it's a boring game, so we didn't have much to talk about.
If it's very exciting, we're definitely going to watch it, and we'll be doing this. But we will be editing this video and a vlog, which will come out right after this, showing you we filmed the entire thing. We had a photographer, we had a videographer, we filmed a lot of this event. It was absolutely unbelievable. Guys. So this video will come out, and then the vlog will come out. It's 11:30 right now. We'll probably be up until like 6 or 7 a.m.
I gotta wake up for school tomorrow too.
What time do you have to be up for school?
I have class at like 8. I then have a night class till 9.
Nice. That is the hustle. This is Italian Football TV. Guys, jump in the comment section below. You heard the top 3 games that we spoke about. Are Inter real Scudetto challengers? That's a huge question. Keep getting called lucky. They're getting efficient. Napoli, they're already Scudetto contenders. And is Simone Inzaghi the next big Italian coach to break out? And are Juventus, what's going on with Juventus? Let us know down below. And as always, we'll talk to you soon.
Ciao
ragazzi. We hosted a party at Upper 90. It went real well. We got this book.
Make it right.